Good afternoon, y'all. I am going to ask the praying people, hold Tiffany Haddish up in your prayers right now. I saw the news report that she was arrested on a DUI, driving under the influence. An officer observed her, stopped, I guess, and then another officer observed her sleeping at the wheel. I know she has gone through quite a turmoil over the past several months. The breakup with Common being the most obvious. She's a strong woman, and let's not forget that. Tiffany has come through some of this society's worst circumstances, without a lot of support, without a lot of support systems that people take for granted, like having a strong, nurturing mother. She didn't have that. Being able to take advantage of the educational system so that she had a seamless ride into college and all the things that many young adults take for granted. She was basically on her own, serving as a parent since 9 years old, since she was 9. She's been such a strong voice for those who were in her circumstances and are still in the circumstances that she was when she was growing up. The She Ready Foundation is no joke. But we in society haven't learned to support our most vulnerable citizens, and they are the orphans of the living. People whose parents are not present for them. Tiffany was able to take, and I was going to wait to talk about this, but I have to say it now. She was able to take the few wrongs that, as far as I'm concerned, the one wrong that was given to her. And we should be so proud of her. Not just because she's Tiffany Haddish, but who Tiffany represents now. She represents that orphan child. The millions of children who are orphaned. And she has become a resounding success. As we know, or if you don't know the story of her having behavior problems, what they consider behavior problems in high school, because she resorted into her own world of, creating like a parrot on her shoulder and would just cause disruptions in the class, her coping mechanism, if you will. And got her sent out of class all the time. And I'm a teacher. I know that child. See, I'm going to tell you, I know who that child is, and I would have done the same thing. And she would have gone to the counselor's office. And the counselor even threw her hands up. She didn't know what to do. And she offered her an ultimatum that she could go to counseling for the summer or to comedy camp. And her one summer in comedy camp laid the foundation for the success that she has today. Not a lot of parents, no parents, no relatives, no friends to speak of that were able to support her, except for, we know Kevin Hart, who when she was on the road living in her car, gave her enough money to go into a hotel. We don't think of our young people like that. There's so many out there suffering that don't even have an opportunity. She took that opportunity. And we see her comedic genius. And even though she's a comedian, there are so many layers to her. There are so many fundamental things that she could not take for granted, that she has had to build her own resources to become who she is. And you don't take that lightly. Don't take that lightly. And a lot of people in this country have had to live in cars, but you combine that with the lack of family nurturing. She's just a marvel to me. And for whatever crisis she's going through right now, I'm praying that she'll find her way. I'm convinced that she will. It's a setback. But sometimes when we have setbacks, not sometimes, always when we have setbacks, it's God trying to get your attention. For whatever reason. Like I said, I know Tiffany from a teacher standpoint because I was once in the classroom. Unpredictably, they laid off 4,000 of us one year. And I ended up sleeping in my car. And that's when I started seeing all these kids out here who are on their own. And nobody's minding them. Okay, if they become a success, it's just happenstance. You don't understand the work and struggle that these young people have to go through. So for Tiffany to have a moment, I am concerned, but I hope she recognizes this as it being God trying to get her attention. And that's the best person to try to get your attention. No one else really matters. If God tried, that means that, he's got something better for you. He's got something better for you all the time when he's trying to get your attention. I didn't expect to get laid off. I was ready to retire. I was 55 years old, ready to retire. And they laid everybody off, and I cashed my pension, lost my retirement, was sleeping in my car. I didn't know that God was trying to get my attention. But since he did, I can appreciate more a Tiffany Haddish. I got to see my perspective changed. I couldn't believe how many kids I saw sleeping in their parents' vans or sleeping in cars or sleeping in hotels, cramped up in hotels, or kids being born and sleeping in tents. I didn't know the world went that way because the mainstream media doesn't really give us a lot of attention. They don't have time to cover these. They care not, but it's real. There on every corner of our city streets should be a place where these young people can go. Where these young people can go and have workshops, have resources. You would swear that we're doing everything and these kids have no reason to fall by the wayside. These kids have every reason to fall by the wayside, but some have been exceptional. Tiffany is that exception. She's got a lot of pressure on her, but she's handled it beautifully, and I'm so sorry for this drinking incident, but who am I to be sorry? Because I know God's trying to get her attention. That's all that matters. And that she'll work it out. And as people do when they go through crisis, will always become stronger. So as I said, please keep her in your prayers. Keep the kids who are living off the grid with no family foundation in your prayers. Support her foundation, her She Ready Foundation, where she seeks to prevent the cycle. I saw one of the GoFundMe pages that she had for her organization. They were trying to raise something, didn't reach the goal because America, we've just turned a blind eye to our most vulnerable kids, to our most vulnerable youth. So, as I said, my prayers are going up And I'm praying that she'll be surrounded by the people and the resources and the spirits that she needs to get through this little crisis, and be right back on track, because she is, got projects lined up and all that. So life happens. And sometimes it's just the way things go. My name is Lit. This is Lit's Talk, that I come to you and talk to you from. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Hit the like button if you haven't already done that. And yeah, the word is out. I am a proud supporter of Tiffany Haddish. And I know I join millions, but I just have a platform where I talk about it. All right. Until next time, this has been Lit, and you take care.